Hello everyone, my name is Oluwase. Welcome back. This is basically how I make my last birthday cake and I hope you enjoy every bit of it. Firstly, I'm going to be putting all the measurements I use in this particular video in my description box. Make sure to check it out, okay? So in this particular video, I'll be using 3 of these Simas butter for my cake. So make sure you take note of that. And usually when you are using 250 grams of butter like this, you are supposed to put 5 eggs to it. Like 5 eggs will go with one butter, like 250 grams of butter. 5 eggs will go with it. So if you are using 3, that means 15 eggs are going with it. If you are using 2, that means 10 eggs are going with it. And if the eggs are not too big, then you are going to add like 1 or 2 to it to make it accurate. As you can see, I am a stingy baker. You can see the way I'm opening up my butter. Like, I don't even want anyone to be left out. I don't even want anyone to waste. So I usually use my scissors to open it up like this, and then I use my knife to clean the rest of the butter and put it inside the remaining butter. As you can see, there's 2 butter already in that bowl. Now we are going to put sugar. Guys, I actually forgot to press play while I was putting the sugar earlier. So for 1 butter, I usually put 1 cup of sugar. The cup you see me show now is what I put, 1 cup of sugar. So for this particular one, I actually put 3 cups of sugar. You can actually use the first one or the second one. The hand that I choose is what I'll keep maintaining in mixing it. As you can see, is what I'll maintain till it become creamy. Now these are my eggs presented to you from Oluwaseyi Kingdom. So guys, I'll be opening them up one after the other and I'll be whisking them afterwards. Guys, if you notice, you see that I use a stainless bowl for my butter and my sugar mixing, and that's because when I'm using plastic for it, I notice that my turning stick usually peel the plastic and I'll be seeing the tiny bit of plastic inside my butter, and I don't want that, so I stopped using it for a very long time. Now I'm going to whisk it until it becomes creamer. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is sieve my flour. As you guys can see, I've already sieved my flour off camera, and I just wanted to show you what I meant by sieving. Now this is actually my baking soda. I'm going to be using baking soda for this recipe. This is my baking powder. I have my flavor. I'll be using vanilla flavor for this recipe, so I'll be using that. I also have my preservative. I'm so sorry guys, I actually put a preservative inside this plastic. When you get to the market, just tell them you want to buy a preservative. And this is my nutmeg. I have my baking milk over here. I'm so sorry guys, look yellowish because it's actually soaked in water and it's not stopping me to use it. So this is my mixture and it is creamer already. So it's time for me to pour my egg mixture into this. Wait for it guys. So if you are mixing it, this is actually how you know that your mixture is actually ready to be so fluffy when you lifted it up as I did. And now I'm pouring my whisk egg into this gradually. Guys, the reason why I'm putting it gradually is because of the eggshell that will remain inside that plastic. I don't want it to go along with it into my cake, so I did that. Now guys, pardon me for this, I actually forgot to press play again. Now for my flour, I used 2 cups of flour for 1 butter, like 250 grams of butter for 2 cups of flour. I said I'm going to put it in my description box, so everything is there. Just do well to check it out, okay? Now I'm adding my baking milk, my nutmeg, because it has been soaked in water, so it's actually kind of come together. So I use my turning stick to dissolve it a little. Now I'm adding my baking powder. You can never go wrong in adding your baking powder. Just be generous with it. It's only going to make your cake to swell, like to be much when it's done baking. So after that, I'm going to be adding my baking soda as well. This is optional actually. You may not actually add baking soda to yours. You can just use only baking powder. I just decided to use it since I have it lying around in the cupboard. So I decided to be generous with it. Now I'm going to be adding all wet ingredients like my flavor. Guys, you can actually decide to put 3, 4, 5 flavors into yours. I just decided to use one for mine actually. You can actually decide to put vanilla, pineapple, almond, or any type of flavor you can lay your hands on in the market. You can actually put it at this point before the flour got finished, so as to help in amplifying the texture back to what you want, back to the normal one. So I said earlier that you are going to be using this cup right here, 2 cups for 250 gram butter. That means I'm going to be putting 6 cups into my own cake because I'm using 3 butters. And if you notice that your cake is a bit softer and you don't want a softer cake, you can actually add like 2 more cups to it. So guys, you can see the cake is much inside this bowl, and I don't want to mix it in a bigger bowl because this is the only stainless bowl that I have. So I decided to divide this, so I'll be putting it bit by bit. If you have a bigger stainless bowl, you can actually use that, but for myself, I'm trying to manage what I have. So I divided it and I'm adding it bit by bit until everything is mixed together. Don't mind me, guys. So I'm going to add it bit by bit. Just keep watching what I'm doing. Keep watching what I'm doing. At this point, you don't need to maintain the same hand you maintained when you were mixing the butter and the sugar. At that point where you start mixing your eggs, your flour, everything, you can actually change your hand to any form that you want, like as if you are mixing semo or you are mixing eba, whatever. You can change your hand to any angle. But when you are mixing only butter and sugar, please and please maintain one hand. Even if you want to give somebody to help you to mix it, make sure you keep an eye on them. Make sure they are not changing hand. If they are using the right side, make sure they keep using that right side. Okay, now we are going to be buttering our pan. Guys, you don't want all your efforts to be in vain, so you are just going to make sure you butter your pan so well, like so well. Every corners of that pan, you want to make sure that your butter is covered in every corners. Even where the pan is being joined, you want to make sure that your butter is there. And for a smooth remover after baking, you have to put a little of your flour. As you see me do, you put your flour and make sure it's coated every place that you put your butter. Now I'm going to add my butter into my pan now, so as to ensure that everything is going down well. So guys, you can see what I'm doing. Just make sure you are gentle with it, like so. Keep adding it, and by the time you get to like 2 inches away from the top of the pan, you stop. You stop so that by the time your cake starts to, swell, because it's going to come up. By the time it starts getting done, it's going to come up. You can see the inches I'm talking about. By the time your cake starts to swell up, is going to need a space to flourish, and you are going to leave that space for it to flourish. Okay, I'm going to do another pan for you so that you see what I am saying. Like, this part is very important, guys. Please pay attention to it. Please and please pay attention to this part, because it is one thing for you to bake properly, it's another cause for you to know how to butter your pan properly. Make sure you are buttering it well. Put the butter in every part of that pan. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is adding salt in my pot. Guys, this is my oven from day one and it has been doing wonders. Just forget it. Don't doubt it, okay? I'll put it on my gas and I'm going to first bake my cupcakes because it doesn't take longer time to bake. So I'm going to bake that first before I'll start baking my other bigger cakes. As you can see, it is done. Guys, you want to make sure that your gas is at medium heat. You don't want to loud this so that it will not get burned. Please and please make sure it's on medium heat, okay? And you can add a tiny rolled cloth under the control to ensure the stability of the control, okay? And the next one is I go ahead to bake the remaining cakes, the bigger one, the smaller one, and that's it. I baked all of them and this is the finished look, and you guys see that all the cupcakes have been reduced. My people have devoured it, guys. You know, I have 5 left for my other lifting and patching. You know, now we got to patch some parts to be able to raise it so that it will look so beautiful. Quick one, guys, quick one. Before you put your cake into the pan, make sure it's a bit hot, just like the oven. You know, the oven, you on it and everything will be hot before you put your cake, okay? Make sure it is a bit hot before you put your cake. Thank you. Now we have baked the cake, coated it, and the next thing we are going to be doing is to add our decoration. This is the next day actually, so the cake is cooler now. It's cooler, very cool. Is no more hot, so we can actually decorate it now. So if you are watching and you are thinking maybe I baked immediately and I'm decorating, no, you need to bake like yesterday and you decorate today, okay? So I baked yesterday night and I'm decorating today night. So I actually left it and allowed it to cool down, because if you don't, you are going to end up with a bad cake. It's not going to be okay at all. It's going to, I don't know, just don't try it, okay? So now I'm trying to measure. I've measured it on the cake, the side of the cake. I measured the side of the cake and I'm measuring it on the fondant already. If you want to know how to mix your fondant, make sure I'm going to put the link on this video anywhere. I'm going to put the link. Make sure you check it out on my channel. I have the video of how I mix my fondant for all weather on my channel. Be sure to check it out, okay? So this is the leftover ones that I used then, and I'm using it again for my cake. You can actually keep fondant in the house for as long as possible. Just make sure that it's not up to like 2-3 years. You know, that's like an extra, okay? So I've already wrapped the side and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cover the top as well. I have some of my siblings around helping me out, and they are doing a great job actually, even though they have been disturbing, but they are trying, they are trying. They really tried in helping me with some things that they could help me with. So I'm trying to figure out, and I added inches. Guys, look at that very well. I added inches to that upper one, the head, so that it will cover the little ones that is still opened on that cake. By the time I bring it on, you see what I'm talking about. So just watch what I am doing, okay? So I added that little inches so that it will cover the rest of that side, the rest of that. Yes, as you can see. Next, I'm going to cover the cake board for a neater look, as you see me do. So the next one, I actually added my edible bits and I added my name. I put HBD, which is happy birthday, to it, and I wrote little bits around the cake. You know, just be creative, okay? Thank you for watching. Bye.
Me no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on